titled broadly as Railway Service Pension Rules 1993. The compilation actually embodies the existing law in three parts, namely Railway Service Pension Rule, Railway Service Commutation of Pension Rule, and the Railway Service Extraordinary Pension Rule, so that the three separate set of rules are available on one volume to the advantage of particularly the railway personnel dealing with pension cases and settlements of railway staff over the vast stretch of Indian Railways. Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Detailed description of the Railway Service Pension Rule 1933. Before moving ahead, like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell icon. The provision contained in the present book of Railway Service Pension Rule 1993 are issued by the President of India in exercise of the power conferred on is by the proviso to Article 309 of the Constitution of India. These supersede all the rules and order on the subject prevailing hitherto. In accordance with the Government of India's policy, the volume has been printed in dialogue edition. The Railway Board will be considered in suggestion from the railway administrations. These rules may be called the Railway Service Pension Rule 1993. They shall come into force on the date of their publication in the official gazette. As otherwise expressly provided in this rule, these rules shall apply to the railway servants, provided that nothing contained in this rule shall apply to railway servant appointed on or after 1st day of January 2004. Any Group D railway servant whose service were pensionable before the introduction of pension system for railway servant on 16th day of November 1957. Any non-pensionable railway servant who was in service on 16 November 1957 and who elected to be governed by this rule. Any non-pensionable railway servant who was in service on the first day of January 1986 and did not opt to the governed by the State Railway Provident Fund contributory rules. Any person entering a railway service on or after the 16 November 1957, except a person who is appointed on the contrary or re-employed after superannuation or whose term of appointment specifically provide to the contrary. Account officer means a financial advisor and the chief account officer of the railway or such other officers as be appointed in the behalf of the railway board. Allottee means a railway servant to whom railway or government accommodation has been allotted on payment of license free or otherwise. Average emolument means emolument or to determine in according with the Rule 50. Code means the railway established code as amended from time to time. Child means son or unmarried daughter of the railway servant under 25 years of age, and the expression children shall be constructed accordingly. Defence service means service under the Government of India in the Ministry of Defence and the Defence Account Department under the control of Ministry of Finance, pay out of Defence Service estimate and not permanently subject to the Air Force Act 1950 of the Army Act 1950 or the Navy Act 1957. Emolument means emolument as defined in Rule 49. Family pension means family pension 1964 admissible under Rule 75. Foreign service means service in which a railway servant receives his pay with the sanction of government from any source other than Consolidated Fund of India or the Consolidated Fund of the state or the Consolidated Fund of the Union Territory. Form means a form appended in this rule. Government means the central government. Gratuity includes service gratuity payable under Subject Rule 1 of Rule 69. Retirement gratuity or death gratuity payable under Subject Rule 1 of Rule 70. Residuary gratuity payable under Subject Rule 2 of Rule 70. Head of department means any authority whom the President may by order declare to be as a head of department for the purpose of this rule. Head of office means gazetted office whom the appointed authority may be ordered declare as head of office and includes such other authority or person whom the appointing authority may specify in the like manner. Pension includes gratuity except when the term pension is used in contradiction to gratuity but does not include dearness relief. Pension disbursing authority means branch of nationalized bank. Treasury includes sub-treasury, post office or sub-post office, account office. Pension section authority means the authority contemplated to section pension under these rules. A government service whose service is pensionable under the central government shall become the subject to rule if he permanently transferred to a railway service or on after 1st day of April 1957. When sub rule 1 applies, any amount paid by such government servant to the General Provident Fund or any other non-contributory provident fund while in previous employ along the interest thereon standing to this credit shall be transferred to new account in the state railway provided fund that is non-contributory. Regulation of claims to pension or family pension. Any claim to person or family pension shall be regulated by the provision of the rule in force at the time when a railway servant retires or is retired and is discharged or is allotted to resign from service or dies as a case the day on which the railway servant retire or is retired and is discharged or is allowed to resign from service or dies as a case shall be treated as his last working day, provided that the case of railway servant who is retired prematurely or who retires voluntarily under the provision of Rule 18.2 to 18.4 of the Code or under the scheme of voluntary retirement after completing 20 years of qualifying service under Rule 67, as the case may be, the date of retirement shall be treated as non-working day. Limitation of number of pension. A railway servant shall not earn two pension in same service or post of the same time or by the same continuous service, except as provided in Rule 34. A railway servant who retire on the superannuation pension or retiring pension is subsequently re-employed shall not be entitled to a separate pension or gratuity for the period of his re-employment. Pension subject to future good conduct. Future good conduct shall be implied condition of every grant pension and its continuance under the appointment authority may be ordered in writing, withhold or withdrawn pension or a part thereof, whether permanently or for a specified period, if the pensioner is convinced on serious crime or is found guilty of grave misconduct. Whether a pensioner is convinced on a serious crime by the court of law, action under Subject Rule 1 shall be taken in the light of judgment of the court relating to such convictions. Serious crime includes a crime involving an offense under the Official Cigarette Act 1923. Grave misconduct includes the communication or disclosure of any cigarette official code or password or any sketch plan, model, article, note, document or information, such as it mentioned in Section 5 of the Official Cigarette Act 1923, which was obtained by holding or transferring of any cigarette office under the government so as to prejudicially affect the interest, the general public, or the security of the state.